Hi, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Reading Sprints. A little change to this. I know I hosted last week, but Stormy needed a little break, so we're just switching. Everything is fine. The gang's all here. So hello, ladies. Thank you all for joining. Let's go around. What are you guys all reading?
I am probably going to be reading My Phony Valentine by Marie Farrell, but I'm going to be letting A read it to me. I have this one over here, but my eyes are tired, so I'm probably just going to A read me.
I don't know if the procedure is the same here as Tiffany. I'm guessing that we're the same, but my name is Sonia.
Yes.
I'm a Pizza Ranch salad kit from Trader Joe's. And I plan to have a Reese's Cup Heart for dessert.
Yum.
And I am currently reading The Full Moon Coffee Shop by Mai Mochizuki. It is a Japanese translation.
Oh, cool.
And it's about a coffee shop that cats run that talk. Okay, sign me up.
Absolutely.
I'm reading Summer of a Thousand Pies, and I'm liking it, but I need to get some of it read today.
Reading some Summer so you don't freeze your bum off.
Yeah. Just can't pretend it's warm.
There you go. I am going to start an attempt. I don't know how far I'm going to get in The Heiress by Rachel Hawkins.
Ooh, I've started that one so many times, but I've never gotten very far in it.
I wasn't happy with the last book I read by her, so I don't know how far I'm going to get.
What was it? The Villa was the last one that you read?
Yep.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. So best of luck to you.
Yeah. That's why it might not last long, so we'll see.
Right?
Which one had the lemons on the front?
That was the Villa.
Okay, I DNF'd that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a mutual. Okay, fair enough.
It's not looking good for you, Lee.
It's not. I went into it knowing it wasn't going to look good, but it was up on my Libby finally, so I was like, all right, let me just take it. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So I am going to try my best to finish Remember Me Tomorrow by Farah Heron. I do have a copy on audio, and I was listening to a bit after I dropped off Garrett, and I'm kind of liking the audio. And like I said to the ladies before we popped on, Ridiculous Me is going to cast on a sweater. So I haven't decided exactly what I'm casting on yet. I've got 3 different patterns that I might just mush all together and figure it out. I'll let you guys know how this turns out. But yeah, having a hot flash casting on a sweater. Why the hell not?
Welcome to this stage of life.
I swear, I thought at first, and honest to God, I thought at first it was the new heart. And I thought, there is no way other people feel this way with their normal hearts. Like, my hands are damp. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was trying to cast on my sweater, and I couldn't, because I couldn't, like, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Hands, and this might be too much information for people, and I'm sorry, but my hands behind my ears get so wet. It's gross. Anything that touches anything else gets underneath wet. I won't go any more than.
No, I know exactly what you're about to say. Yep.
Behind my knees, like I've never sweated behind my knees and the bottoms of my feet. Like I feel like it's just I'm a water fountain, and then I get dehydrated like really easily.
Yes.
And it's all because of it's messed up. Nobody warned us.
And I think for me, the worst is like I had the transplant, then this hit all at the same time. So it's kind of like my body's trying to do one thing and it's doing another thing at the same time. And I'm like, what the F?
Girl,
I have a question for you. On your heart, was it from another female? Or could you have
no idea?
You have no idea. Oh, okay. I was going to say that.
I don't know the age. I don't know the gender. I don't know the ethnicity. The joke is that it's a Jamaican guy.
If it's male heart, to give you hot flashes would be funny.
Well, I've been joking that it's a Jamaican guy because I'm really liking spicy foods lately. So that's what Garrett and I keep joking around about it. So I'm like, I'd love to one day find out. I hope I get to find out and maybe meet the family, but that's on them. That's their choice, not mine. Right? I'm going to put it out there that I'm willing to, but because I watched a video on the weekend, because it comes up on my YouTube feed, right? And it was a mother and father. Their daughter had died in a car accident. They were meeting the girl who got her heart. And the mother said, she looked at her and she says, I'm so happy for you, but I can't. And she left. She left the room. And I totally understand. But the dad was giving her big hugs and everything. And I just started crying because I thought it would be really emotional for the parents, right?
Yeah.
I saw one where it was like the daughter who passed away, that was her heart that was given.
Yeah.
And her father walked the woman down the aisle that got the heart because her dad had already passed away like years ago.
Aww.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't need to be getting emotional about that again right now.
Yeah.
I already bawled my eyes out for that one.
And I think it is different for you guys in the States than it is for us up here with the privacy and stuff like that. I think it might be easier for people to find, or you know what I mean? Like down there, than it is up here. But like, because I see it a lot more of them meeting people. But there was one where this woman found out who her donor was, and it was a younger girl, and she was an older lady in her 60s. And the girl had a bucket list written in her journal of all the things she wanted to do. And the lady took the list and completed them all.
I think that's incredible.
I'm like, that is awesome. You know, like, I'm like, please don't let skydiving be on that list.
Right. When my brother passed away, he had signed up to be an organ donor. You know, you sign on your driver's license here in the States. But because he, you know, we had to sign a bunch of paperwork, like privacy, like they asked, do you want to be whatever? But because he had served overseas, because he had served in Iraq, and they wouldn't let him, he couldn't donate anything. They would not take his organs.
Really?
Uh-huh. So if that tells you anything about what our troops go through, you know what I mean? It's kind of scary that they won't even take organs, you know? But my friend Jan passed away. Her eyes went to a 9-year-old, and they found out, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is fantastic. Yes. As I always say now, it's my standing motto. Please be a donor. Please, please, please. Hello, Pat. Good evening, everyone. Reading Music Festival Murder by R.M. Murphy, second book in the Food Truck Cozy Mystery Series. Excellent. And of course, Pat, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Pat. Mary Jo says, hello, everyone. Finished The Wedding Planner by Danielle Steele last week. Now reading The Blue Hour by Paula Hawkins. Only 22 pages in out of 300. Gonna read until the live starts. Excellent. Yeah, she was here a little bit before. She was here at 6:30. My goodness. Sophia. Hi, everyone. I'm trying to finish Apple Cider Slang by Julianne Lindsay. 256 out of 308. We approve of that author here very, very much. Cozy Fam Bam, happy Monday. I'm reading Survival of the Fritters by Ginger Bolton. Don't read unless you want to crave donuts. It's true. Water is my drink of choice tonight. Already brushed my teeth and I'm ready for bed. Excellent. And Esther says, the Cozy Fam Bam, very true. I have read almost all of them. Yeah, so you don't want to read the grilled cheese. You don't want to read the donuts.
Same.
Mother Goose. Amy, hi, everyone. Dinner was corn chowder, and homemade bread. Not sure what I'm reading first. Got a few things on the go. Don't we all? Cav, good evening, everyone. I'm starting to read the second A Murder at the Morrissey Mystery Series. Reading The Secret Staircase and loving this series so much. Excellent.
I like that series as well.
I hadn't heard of it. Purple Rainhearts. Hello. Reading Beautiful Creatures by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll, I think is how you say it. Angel Wolf. Hi, everyone. I'm reading When Lightning Strikes by Brendan Novak. Yes, the first in the Whiskey Creek series. I just read the last book in that series. I had read all the other ones, Storm. I just... It was just a long time ago. Cajun, hi, everyone. I'm reading Death Among the Stitches, Crochet and Crumpets, #1. And Anita, good evening, everyone. Tonight I'm reading Connections, Callum, and Bryn by Cindy Kirk and Pumpkins in Paradise by Kathy Daly. Well, there's an author that I think Lee likes. Nadine, hi, I'll be reading Peyton Place by Grace Metilius, I think. It's for my novel life reading challenge. This challenge is going to take me quite some time to complete. That's okay. That's the fun of it.
Yeah.
Kim says, hey, y'all, I missed our sprints. Yeah, it's been a little while since we've done sprints. Annie, hi, everyone. I'm reading Trust by Kylie Scott. Almost done. I hope everyone is safe and warm. It's only 9 degrees here. It says, reading People Pleaser by Duggar Vulu. Ginger? Oh, I don't know. Is that one of those Duggar people?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
My apologies. I just know there's 19 of them or however many of them.
Exactly.
Annie, please leave a thumbprint. Oh, that's cute. Nia says it's a balmy 21 here in New Jersey. Annie says, hi, y'all. I'm reading House of a Thousand Lanterns by Victoria Holt.
I just
Ooh.
finished that a couple of days ago.
I was just watching your thing, and I was like, wait, that sounds really familiar.
Are you listening?
I think I might have sent that to somebody.
You did.
Let's see. Emily says, hello, we are remote learning tomorrow. Is that because of the weather, Emily?
Probably.
Sherry says, hello, everybody. I'm actually able to join tonight because school was canceled for tomorrow due to the terrible temps. So there, that answers my question. My goodness. It's got to be really cold for you guys not to go in, right? 'Cause we're at the same temperature and our kids are like, walk to school.
That's the difference between you guys and us. We have become this. Can't think of a PG word right now, but we'll stay home for anything. Let's put it that
I
way.
know. Actually, I was talking to my aunt last night, and she lives with her son and her grandkids. And my cousin actually drove the kids to school today, and they're literally 10 houses up the street, but drove them to school because it was minus 27 with the wind chill,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like,
I think honestly, and I don't know if it's different state to state, but like in our state, you can only, because we have so many children who are dependent on the bus for transportation.
that's fair.
There's, they're standing out, like you can only so many minutes per however so cold there
That's
is.
fair.
Because many of our schools are very, like our pipe, like they're very old. Most of our schools in Missouri are very, very old. Pipes are freezing, buses aren't starting and stuff.
Fair
So
enough.
I think a lot of times they're just kind of like looking at all of those derivatives and going, okay, we don't want to mess with all of this,
No, that makes sense. And I'm not disagreeing. I just,
No,
it's
no,
just
no,
funny
no,
when I
no.
think about when I was a kid, like my
Yeah.
mom would be like, I don't care, put on your snowsuit and go.
Exactly.
Like,
I remember whenever I was little, we used to go to school when it had like 5 inches of snow, and now it like sprinkles, and they're like, snow school.
right?
Well, and if you think about all the lawsuits in the United States too, that's another big issue too, as schools want to avoid all lawsuits at all costs. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was just giving you kind of a I don't.
No. And I didn't think about this. I didn't think about the school bus thing because I always lived near a school that you could walk to.
Mhm.
So I didn't think about the kids on the school bus because I never took a school bus,
Wow.
right? So
Missouri
I don't have that.
rural state, like most, I mean, they're most people live out, Storm's the same way. Most people live far away from their school, some people travel 20 to 30 miles just to go to school. So,
Wow,
and a lot of us, like the heat, it's just, yeah.
for sure. Hey, any reason to be able to stay home? Esther says, hope everyone is warm inside. I am reading The Yard by Alex Grisian. Yes, Storm, I decided to try it, and I think I'm going to like it.
Cool.
Emily says, I'm on page 839 of 1242 of Rhythm of War, brewing some decaf coffee and going to have a caramel popcorn flavored crumble cookie. Ooh,
Nice.
yum,
I've
yum.
never had a crumble cookie. Have any of you had one before?
They
Like,
just opened one by us.
I'm curious, like, what's the difference between like
Are they worth it is my question.
regular cookies?
They
They
are.
look like a cake cookie. I don't know. Is that what they are? Because they.
We have one over by our Brolum's grocery store. It's been open for a couple of years, and they're good. They're
Are they?
really good.
Are they really? They're really thick, aren't they? Are
Yeah, they're thick and they're usually soft. So if you like
Like a-
crunchy cookies, that you
they
won't
not
like
for
them.
you?
That's what it was like. They look to me when I watch people eat them. They just look like a cake cookie or something.
Okay.
So what you're all saying is, the next time we go by one, I should probably try.
I should go tomorrow. Okay, I understand. Yes,
I
I will do
now
that.
I
That is great.
understand. Thank you. I'm sorry. Sometimes you have to clarify for me.
Yes.
Sometimes you do.
Read between the lines.
We don't have anything like that around here. So.
Kim says, also reading A Matter of Dead Ends by Isabella Bassett, number 7 in the Lady Caroline series. And Jenny says, hi, everyone. I'm 52% into Doctoring the Single Dad by Marie Farinella. Yay. Can you sit or stand or do something? Elizabeth, hi, all. I'm listening to You Better Not Die by Betty Henchman before it expires late tonight on my Hoopla. I'm at 63%. Put it on airplane mode, Elizabeth.
You go, girl.
Yep. Madeline, hi everyone. Trying not to freeze here in Arkansas. It's 18 here, which so far from our norm, it's crazy. Currently reading Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. Excellent. Are you
Yeah.
enjoying it? Because I've heard hit or miss about that one.
Our low tonight is 2. I'm not happy.
Ooh. See, whereas if you told me our low tonight was 2, I'd be like, oh, that's toasty.
Right.
I know. That's why when I was talking on my like daily thing, I'm like, yeah, I know other people are colder than me, so you can just tell me how cold you are in the comments. Oh,
Yeah, our low tonight, it's at 3 in the morning. It's supposed to be -1. So
Cold is cold. It doesn't matter what temperature it is. If you're cold, you're cold.
Cool. Exactly.
well, and everybody's you're so used to, what temperature you're in. If you put me,
and like it would be wouldn't be so bad if we didn't have such a drafty house and only wood heat to try to heat the whole
Yes.
thing. So
Yes. No, that
Just
makes
cool.
sense.
I
Absolutely.
blocked off the utility room with a blanket. I used Dresden's blanket because it's the only thing I had. I had it sitting over here, and she's looking at me like, "Why isn't that on my pillow?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Sorry, buddy, but I gotta go use it somewhere else for tonight."
Right?
well, I'm in the sunroom in my house, and the window, it's cold. I'm plugging in a heater right now, and I don't do that, so it's cold.
We've got the cat tower now in this room, and Garrett actually covered the heater, like that comes out of the floor because it's just too hot in here for me. Like honestly, I'm not kidding. I want to crack the window, and I hate this. I
Girl,
want to take it back.
girl, preach. Because I'm freezing right now. In 5 minutes, I'll be taking my shirt off.
Right,
So-
and that's it. Because in the middle of the night, I'm like, whoa, it's a little chilly, and I'm like, all the blankets. I'm like, oh my god, like. And I used to laugh at my mom. That's what I get for that. Sherry says, I'm reading Rolling On by Jamie Summer, book number 3 in a middle grade series. Excellent. Yes, I love you too. I do. You're very sweet, but I'm busy. Can you see? No, you don't care. Melmac. Hi, everyone. I'm reading Death Through a Dark Green Glass by Julia Buckley, number 6 Writer's Apprentice series on page 104 of 277.
How are you liking that one? I still need to read that one. It's only in print, or ebook. Like they don't have an audio because all the other ones I listen to audio, but I haven't seen an audio of that one because I think self-published that one after everything else and stuff.
Yeah,
so I keep pushing it back on Libby. I'm like, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready.
Nadine, knitting a sweater. I'm impressed. I look forward to seeing your progress. I've knit several sweaters. I just haven't knit one in years, and I just thought, what better time to do it than when I'm off work? I have the time. Mary Jo says, we have a winter storm watch, possibly going to get 1 to 2 inches of snow late tomorrow afternoon into Wednesday morning. Not liking this. I moved to South Carolina to get away from the snow.
Yeah, I even Florida, even some of Florida is super cold.
That's what I was gonna say. You got to go to South America. I hear Brazil is lovely this time of year.
Right?
I think I'll vacation on the equator.
Yeah. Might I interest you in a small island off the Caymans?
Let's just park on the sun. I mean,
Ooh, let's go to what is it? Bala Bala or whatever it's called. I can't
Bora
remember.
Bora.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That looks lovely. Those little huts right on the water. I would take the heat for that.
Although what I feel like they don't tell you is there's probably big bugs that
This
are
is a true fact.
swarming around there. That's the only thing that stops me from doing that.
See, and that's why I like it up here. At least it's cold, but we don't have bugs.
I'm moving. I'm packing my bags today.
I saw on Instagram. I don't know why this would come up on but I'm flipping through, and it's like this lady says, "You live in Australia when?" And the woman gets up and she comes out of her room and she goes, "Oh," and she looks over and in the corner there's a spider the size of a dinner plate. She's like, "Oh, good morning, Frank," and she keeps walking. I'm like, no, if you're that big, you're paying rent. Ugh.
Yeah.
Not in a million years.
It's like in the Philippines with all the little geckos running around up your walls and all that stuff. I was in the room. I was like, you stay on your side. I stay on mine.
That's right.
No.
We've got spiders coming in now. The little white ones.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones that I hate. And there was one crawling up the wall, and all 3 cats are looking at it. I'm like, why aren't any of you doing something?
I have a vast amount of squirrels that keep pole dancing on my bird feeder. And it is so entertaining. I wish I could catch them, but then they make me really mad because they will climb up. It's metal. The pole is. and they climb up and then they slide. And I mean, they do the whole roll around the pole. It makes me laugh, but then their tails will hit one of my bird feeders and it pops it off and then the seed falls on the ground. I
Okay,
think it's the plan. I call them yard rats because that's what they are.
Yeah.
They're just rats with cuter outfits. I don't like squirrels at all. But the little procedure that they have as they go down the pole, I'm about to just put out a flashing light sign and charge like $5 a head or something. I'm gonna make a
Ladies' night?
little money.
Yeah.
Have you seen those people that put like the slinkies on there, and so when they climb up it and they go,
Well, someone said to put Vaseline on them.
yeah, and that
And I
too.
was like, first of all, the Vaseline would freeze as cold as it is right now.
Well,
but I
that's
was
it, yeah.
like, all I want to do, I don't want to hurt them. I just don't want them eating. I don't want them turning over my bird feeder because I'd rather I want the birds to eat.
Meanwhile, there's my husband outside throwing peanuts to them. So we've got like squirrels from several, communities away coming to our house.
all the squirrels are saying, "Hey,
All you can eat buffet.
get over here!"
Right. Well, and there's one. I call him J.R. Ewing squirrel because he's mean, and he sits in the middle of the pile, and then any little squirrel that comes up, he like charges at him, and he's like, he could spare a meal. I mean, not that I have any way to talk, but he could spare a meal. And there's this little bitty skinny one, this little skinny squirrel that's like, I call Oliver Twist because he's like, please, can I have some more? Like, I have a whole drama going on in my backyard.
The days of our lives.
Right.
Emily says, I may have opened the door this morning and we were in sub-zero wind chill because I was so hot and the temp in my apartment is 65. Oh my goodness. Drinking red wine will also keep me up all night. Used to never do that, and consuming any alcohol means instant hot flash. Good to know. Annie says, Emily, it's 9 here and I'm sitting here with the door open and a fan blowing on me so I can relate.
And and I woke up this morning to go check the fire and looked at the deal and it said it was 69. And I'm like, no wonder it's so cold in here. And I'm trying to get the fire going and trying to get it in here. Finally got it up to like 75, 76, I think. And now it's just going to back down.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
I worked so hard to get it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you
Well,
guys.
my dad got me the most amazing gift for Christmas. It is a full body heating pad. And it's like, it has not a full, it like stops at your backside, but it like you wear it kind of like a cape. It has a little thing that snaps here. I almost sound like I'm a granny. I tell you what, but I love this heating pad and I got it going on. All right. So it clips here and then it goes down your back and it has a little belt and you can crank that thing on Power Ranger. And I'm telling you, it's so toasty and it like hugs you. So you're like being hugged by this real, you're being spooned.
I want one.
You're being spooned by like this really warm thing. Like my best friend is like, I'm having an affair with my heating pad. I don't even care. This thing is incredible because she saw mine and ordered one. It's amazing.
That's
Best
hilarious.
gift ever.
Hilarious. Emily, I sleep with a couple of blankets because I like the weight, but temp will be set for 65 and a fan blowing on me. Yep. I said to Garrett the other day, I said, I think I might need you to bring the fan up because we put it back in the basement in the wintertime, right? I'm like, I think I need you to bring it back up. Pat says it's 28 degrees here in the southern part of Virginia, going down to 13 tonight, calling for snow tomorrow and Wednesday. Blah. Welcome to winter. Booking it. Hey, I like your name. Hi, ladies. Tonight I'm editing a video and reading The Search Party. I like the Blue Hour, Mary Jo. Hope you enjoy. Excellent. Madeline, we got snow last week in Arkansas, a whole foot, which is 3 times our normal average. It was a wild couple of days, no doubt. Holy cow. Monet, Georgia is said to get snow tomorrow. Goodness, you guys who don't get snow, that's crazy. Kimberly, my dad just passed away last month. Oh, I'm so sorry. Although he had many chronic diseases and could not donate any organs, we were able to donate his pacemaker to a veterinary hospital for the animals to receive. That is awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
Yay.
very cool.
I didn't know you
Thank
could
you
do
for
that.
that. That's very cool. Because I got another call from the pacemaker clinic the day of my appointment. They're like, are you coming in? I'm like, again, I don't have the pacemaker. And the girl's like, well, where is it? I don't know. Ask the doctors, they took it out. And she goes, oh, you actually don't have it? I said, yes, I've told people this.
No, I'm lying.
She said,
It's like, okay, while I'm on the phone with you, get on the computer.
and I said, I had a transplant in October. she said, at this hospital? Yes.
Wow.
Good God.
Like
Now I'm
American
getting slightly
medicine over there.
concerned. Just slightly. Brenda says, hi, y'all. Just finished The Last Word by Taylor Adams and started When She Returned by Lucinda Berry. Excellent. Cat's Novel Adventures. Hello, lovely ladies and friends in the chat. Hope everyone is well and warm. I'm compiling books for my Folklore February Readathon rec video that I need to film this week. Excellent.
I need some picture book ones because that's probably what I'm going to be reading for your Folklore February because I got a big pile of books.
I was going to say, because we've got a lot of eyeball reading that we're going to be needing to do, Stormy. Steve, who are you? Haven't seen you on BookTube in almost a month.
Yeah.
70 people in the chat. You ladies are stars. Are you coming back, Steve? I want to know. Cajun, I'm so sorry for your loss, but what a fabulous donation. That will save a pet. I agree. He saved a life. Annie, I haven't read any Victoria Holt since high school. I haven't read any, period. Maybe I'll read one for
any, but I have.
I know, I'm just shocked the heck out of Sonia. Oh my God. If I could have found a cheap way to get you books, when I was at the thrift store this weekend, I found an edition of Anne of Avonlea in hardcover with a dust jacket from 1930 something.
Oh, wow.
Garrett goes, why aren't you buying it? I said, because I'm not going to read it.
Girl,
I'd rather go to somebody who is going to take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, welcome to how I feel every time I go to my honey hole and I have 5,000 of these kind of books. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Sarah, they would love, she would love this. And
damn Canada Post and USPS.
It's the same continent. Why do we have to pay more?
I know. It's crazy.
I know. It's ludicrous.
I get, okay, go across the pond. You got to get on a boat. Okay, that's expensive. I do not understand.
Drive it over the border, people. Drive it over the border. I'm just going to go visit Lee and pick up all my mail. And he says it, Tammy, hope you liked it. I liked all of her books so far. I'm reading it with a Gothic book club. Oh, that's cool.
That's like serious, but like whenever you decide to you want to come to the US and you're going to be in like an area where one of the ones up there, it's like everybody's going to be posting mail to them. Like you just need to go pick it up because we got all these books we want to give you. But
Lee's going to get her wheelbarrow out and be like, all right,
gotta go to the mail. Hold to the back of the car. Yeah. It was funny because it's Garrett's birthday next Thursday. So he booked off Thursday and Friday off. He was like, I'm not going to book Thursday off work and go into work on Friday. I said, book off both days, stupid. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so he booked off both days. He goes, it's too bad we can't. And he says, we should go over the border for the day. And I'm like, we could, but we can't because I can't take my mom's car and my car's still not working. I can't drive my mother's car across the border because it's not mine.
Right.
It's not registered under me, right? So,
yeah.
But anyway, I said, we'll do it in the summertime when we know the weather's going to be okay.
I would rather go when there's not 2 or 3 feet of snow on the ground.
And Esther will back me up on this because it's usually lake effect snow. It'll be nothing up here. It'll be clear blue sky. I will cross over the border into the US and it will be a snowstorm.
Yeah.
With the lake effect
I'm
snow.
so jealous when you say over the border, you get to go to a whole other country. When I go to the border, it's Taco Bell. I am landlocked. I am seriously in the middle of the.
Oh yeah, because I'm only 2.5 hours, depending on how fast I drive from the border, so I can cross over either side of Lake Ontario. Sherry says, when I would have left to go to work this morning, it would have been minus 31 with the wind chill. Oh, we also have a lot of people who walk to school. Fair enough. So we will jump into a sprint for 30 minutes. Sound good to everybody?
Perfect.
Excellent. All right. Happy reading, everybody.
Happy reading.
Happy reading. So how did we all do?
I ate dinner and read about 12 pages.
Oh, good. Awesome.
I got a bunch read in my book too.
Excellent.
I also ate and got 7% in.
Excellent. Thoughts so far?
Different than the other books. This one is told so far from a male point of view,
Okay.
that he's not in the situation. He's like on the outside of the situation so far. So
Interesting. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it because depending on what you think of it, I might give it a try again.
I liked one that I read by her. Then I didn't really like the Villa. Then this was
Yeah, I can't remember which one by her I read that I liked. The Reckless
was
Girls.
one that Storm did not like. Yeah, I believe that was it.
The one that took place on the
Reckless Girls.
island. Yes.
Reckless Girls. Yep.
That one was good.
The one I didn't like was The Wife Upstairs.
Oh, see, I want to read that one.
But
Yeah,
I'm
I
a
like
Jane,
The
I'm a
Wife
Jane Eyre
Upstairs.
fan, so
Well, so am I, but that's why I want to read it.
So I went from 5 stars to 4 stars to 2 stars. So let's see
Maybe
where
she
we
just
go.
wants to stop writing. No.
The Wife Upstairs as just a straight up thriller. Don't even mention like a retelling of Jane Eyre. I would give it 3 stars, but as a retelling, it got 1.
Fair enough. Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair.
I
All
was
right.
like, nope.
Okay. What else was I was gonna say something. I can't remember. Oh yeah. Well, in that, speaking of like the retelling thing, so the Nancy Drew book that I just finished, she's talking in it about mystery. She's like, "Oh, I love mysteries," and the other person's like, "Oh, I read all the Hardy Boys," and I'm like, "Hold on, wait a minute. You're in the same universe. You solve crimes together. You cannot read their stories." I'm like, clearly the ghost author did not do her homework.
Right. That's funny.
Just something that stuck out at me. I thought was funny. Let's see here. Oh, I'm 44%. I have 44 minutes left in the audiobook for this. And I cast on the sweater and I screwed up the first row, but I'm not casting it back on because I'm refusing to cast on another 76 stitches. So I'm just going to continue on and fudge it because that's what you do.
I agree.
I didn't get any reading done because I went downstairs to see what Dad was up to.
Yep.
And to look at the fire and all that stuff. And then he's like, "Well, good, you're down here. You can talk to me." I'm like, "No, I'll just come down here for a little bit." So I just talked to him.
Aw.
He got so spoiled with like all these like young little nurses coming in there talking
Yes.
to him all the time. And then my brother showed up and I'm like, "Well, Scott's here. He can talk to you." I can, "No, you need to sit here and talk with." Fine. So I didn't get to read anything.
Aw, that's okay.
Yeah.
Quality time is fun. Kim says we're virtually learning as well. Snow is possibly starting mid-afternoon. Aren't set up for snow. Yep, understood. Meg, hi all. I'm reading Before the Coffee Gets Cold. It's -7 here. And it feels
Ooh.
-35 with the wind chill. Whoa.
This gives, it's funny that she mentions that because this gives me a little bit of Before the Coffee Gets Cold vibes to it, which I didn't love Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Amazing premise. Premise. I just didn't like any of the characters in it. Like I couldn't tether to anyone. This is giving me some more like this coffee shop that's kind of a little bit magical realism and can change your life in whatever sort of way. This is giving me that too.
Oh,
A little bit. The Japanese translations love the coffee shops and cats, which I mean, fair, I do
Yes. Who doesn't?
If you hear lots of smacking, it's because Dresden's eating a snack.
That's fine.
too. It's
Like, oh
Dresden.
my goodness, you're
Yeah,
so
sure, yeah.
noisy.
Cajun says to Kim, I think Columbus is getting more snow than the Atlanta area. Kat says school was canceled Tuesday and Wednesday because we might be getting snow tomorrow in Louisiana.
Wow.
And we will be seeing temps as low as 15 degrees on Wednesday. Louisiana shuts down, no doubt. You guys are not built for that.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, they don't know how to drive in it.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Emily says some are crunchy. Their flavors change every week too. Lizzie, Elizabeth, Kim, let me know how you like the Duggar book. I have a couple books by them that I haven't read yet. Kat says crumble cookies are delicious and the flavors change every week, although they always have chocolate chip cookies. Oh, yum. Yum, yum, yum. Rena says, hi, everyone. I'm reading The Third Gilmore Girl by Kelly Bishop. I'm in northern Florida where schools are closed for the next 2 days because of freezing temps and possible snow. What is happening?
Yeah, that's why it's
This
like
better-
Florida is like weird. Yeah,
Right? Like, next it's going to be, and Jamaica is looking at snow.
right.
You know, like the novel Honey Shelf Essie. Hello, lovely to see you all. Lovely to see you too. Emily, our low tonight will be -7. M, hello, good to see you. Hello, M. Madeline, I'm liking Beg, Borrow, and Steal. Excellent. Because I think it was Courtney over at Ravenclaw Reads read it, and she didn't love it. So I do want to read her stuff. I haven't read Sarah Adams yet. Melmac, we also just got Nothing Bunt Cakes close by now.
Oh,
We went to them for the first time last week. That's really good too.
I've never heard of that.
I love their lemon bunt cakes from the
Yum.
delicious. I went to a wedding shower and they had them cater it, I guess, and they had all the little mini bunt cakes. Oh, so good.
Yum. Now I want a snack. Regina, hi
Same.
everyone. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Hi Storm, how's your dad? How's your dad, Storm?
He's better. He still has like a horrible cough,
Hmm.
but and of course he's like still really weak and everything. But I also think he's milking it a little bit.
We don't do
Well,
that when we're sick.
And he's male. They have that gene.
Yeah. Well, it's just like
He's a man cold.
I went downstairs. I don't know, about 3:00 or whatever it is, and I go in there and he's eating a chocolate pudding, and I go, "It is not time for dessert." And he goes, "Yeah, it is." He goes, I said, "We are in the hospital where you can just ring the thing and they'll bring you something, and that you get to eat dessert with every meal." And he goes, it's like, yeah. It's like somebody got a little spoiled while he was in there.
The one thing I think y'all have over us here, though, is you probably have better food in the hospital than we have, because believe me.
No, girl.
Dessert was like green Jello.
Yeah, he was getting fairly decent food, like he didn't mind. But like the first night he was in there, when my aunt said he didn't eat very much because she had went to visit him, and I was already gone and everything. He goes, "They gave me stuff with red sauce on it, and he doesn't like spaghetti and things like." I don't know. He's just weird. He doesn't like that kind of stuff. And I go, "You do know that if you don't like it, you can ask them for something else."
We can't do that. You don't eat or you starve.
You can ask, and they show you the menu, and like they have
Menu.
like
You
this
don't
is
get
what
menus.
this is what they're going to be serving, and this is what they carry at all times.
Wow.
So if you don't like what they're serving, you can ask like for something over here. And that's why I told him, I said, "Don't be." He goes, "Am I the only one that is picky about what they're giving me?" I'm like, "No, Dad, you're in the hospital. Half people
Everybody.
probably don't like the food, but everybody's going to be picky. They're probably used to it."
It's universal.
Well, and the Jello is going to cost you $18 a serving too.
This is a true fact, whereas I didn't have to pay for it.
But one of the things that just fascinated me, my mother is diabetic, and when she was in the hospital, they were giving her junk. And I noticed, Storm, that you said the same thing, that it's like they don't have any concern for like dietary needs, because like one night she had like a piece of cake and sugar, not sugar free Jello, but like sugary Jello, like all these different things. And I looked at her, I was like, "Mom, are you eating all of this?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, the nurse gave it to me." And I was like, "Mom, well, how's your sugar? It's high." Well, no wonder. Look at the.
Well, yeah, it was like they needed him to go to the bathroom, and so she made him drink some prune juice, but it wasn't sugar-free prune juice. And so then they take his sugar, and his sugar's like 200 and something, and they're like, "Oh, why is it?" And then the nurse was like, "Well, it did its job, so I don't care." And I'm like, "Really?" He's supposed to be on like, and yeah, like he had stroganoff, so that's like noodles and all that kind of stuff that
Starch and all that stuff, yeah.
And
Mom had spaghetti one
bananas
night, like it was spaghetti pot with pasta, and then she's supposed to be on a low carb, and there was no low carb. It was like I pulled one of the nurses over, and I was like, "She's diabetic. Y'all are giving her nothing but what she's not supposed to be eating. She hasn't eaten like this in years. No wonder we can't get her well enough to go home." Is that the clue, or is that the plan? because I know that you keep them till noon, so you can charge them for a full day.
Yeah.
When the day after I showed up in hospital, they brought me like this menu thing, and you could check off what you would or would not eat. Like, will you eat beef? Will you eat chicken? Will you eat whatever? Right? And what do you want with each meal? Do you want a juice? Do you want a soup with your lunch? Do you want salt and pepper? And you would, and immediately I'm like, salt and pepper. Yes, I need seasoning.
Mhm.
Oh no, because I was on the cardiac floor and I got the heart healthy. I got no taste. Nothing I ate had any
Liar.
seasoning in it. And it was also listed that I was on a drink restriction because I could only drink so much every day. Like I was on a fluid restriction. So I didn't get a juice. I didn't get a Jell-O. I didn't get soup. Like but then I would just wander off the floor with my IV and go down and get a freaking burger because I was so hungry. I'm like, oh my! I said,
He had pot pie with some kind of like, it looked like a phyllo dough thing or whatever it is on top of it, and I'm like, yeah, pretty sure that's not on the like diabetic thing either. But he liked it, and I'm like, yeah, of course you do, because you like everything you're not supposed to have.
I know one day they screwed up and they gave me macaroni and cheese, and oh my god, that was the best lunch ever.
And you're like,
remember that?
I'm not telling anybody. Yeah.
And I was talking to Rick in the afternoon. I said, "Did you get the mac and cheese?" He goes, "Do you want mac and cheese?" Like it was like, how'd you get that? I guess
I feel like you take good care of your dad at home, though, Stormy. I
yes,
feel like you do.
yes.
Yeah.
It's like I said to you in your comment. We have to parent our parents now.
Well, you preach. Say that again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to quickly tell a story.
By all means.
So my mom is an alcoholic, and we went out for her birthday. She had recently fallen down. She couldn't do anything to help herself. My sister, who just had surgery on her wrist, has to like carry her and do everything for her. We go out for her birthday. I'm just thinking like a normal person, like, hey, do you want to drink for your birthday? If you said yes or no, no big deal. But I figure maybe you want to celebrate. My mom gets one. My sister's like throwing me like death looks across the table. I'm like, I forgot. So now my mom's like, oh, I'm going to get another one. My sister's very upset because she's like, no, now I'm going to have to like drag you off the floor and I can't do anything. So I said, so the waitress comes by and my mom's like, I want another one. And I'm like, no, she doesn't. We're good. My mom's like, I'm a grown adult, blah, blah, blah. Get off the chair by yourself. If you can get off the chair by yourself and walk over to the waitress and tell her you want another one, you can have one. Well, she can't do that because she's hurt because she fell down. So she just like gave me like the dirtiest like little kid sourpuss look on her face and like turned her head and looked out the window. I'm like, you think you're offending me? Great. Now I don't have to hear your mouth. So that's fine. Just go over there. And I'm just like, why am I like feel like I'm dealing with a little kid here? But
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
I know.
mm-hmm.
I think we're all at some point or another.
Yeah.
Yeah. Regina says, hi, everyone. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Oh, yes. Reading Schooled in Murder by Victoria Gilbert, but presently watching a new mystery series, The Spencer Sisters, on Hallmark Plus. Excellent. Monet said, I just started reading Full Tilt by Emma Scott. And Regina says, expecting snow tomorrow in North Carolina. My goodness. Melmac. Death Through a Dark Green Glass takes place in January. So you know me, it's too perfect. Yes. Em says, I've been listening to Lucia in London by E.F. Benson and General Housework. Excellent. Annie, I'm in Florida and we hardly ever get bugs in the house. We had to move in California, but we had fruit trees there. I think the hurricanes blow them away. My grandmother's trailer in Florida always had geckos. I think they were geckos. They were like little lizards. And she would just pick them up. And I'm like, but that's a dinosaur. That's a small dinosaur. What are you doing?
That thing will pee on you and give you warts. Don't touch it.
You know? Oh no, my grandmother,
like,
nothing
Philippines,
phased her.
they're like cooking outdoors and all that stuff with like the little geckos just crawling all around them, and they're just like no big deal. It's like, don't fall in there, you're gonna get cooked.
I don't do anything that scurries, scampers. Nope, stay out of my house. Nature is out there. Knock yourself
What
out.
I said to Garrett when I showed him that video of the woman in Australia, I said at that point I just burned the house down and start over again.
You moving off continent, yes.
Yeah, I will be
If it slithers,
next ship over.
scampers, No.
Mm-mm. If it's got more legs than my cat's, it needs to go. Annie, I'm in Florida. Oh yeah, we hardly ever get bugs in the house. We had red velvet from Nothing Bundt last week. Oh, red velvet's my favorite. For my niece's birthday, it was delicious, and I don't usually like red velvet cake. I love red velvet cake. Emily, nothing stops a squirrel. We tried a greasy concoction, and that didn't stop them. No, they're pretty, resilient.
I know one thing that stops a squirrel, but we can't do that in the city limits.
Don't shoot them. My ex used to call them nature's little speed bumps. I think he would aim for them when he was driving with his pickup truck.
Right. You know what? I grew up in poverty. We ate them.
Ugh. My grandmother
I
did
was
too.
gonna say, my dad calls them target practice. But
Yep. I mean, I get it. I like them, but I understand that they're a nuisance.
you were saying that you ate them or whatever it is. The little chaplain guy that came in to see my dad one day when I was there, he was talking and stuff. He's a little bit of an older gentleman. I would say, I don't know, maybe 60 or something. He's older. And he was talking about going hunting, and he was going to go squirrel hunting, but now it's too cold or whatever it was and everything. And I go, do you eat them? And he goes, yes. And I was like, okay, I was just wondering. I was like, some people they just shoot them for fun, but then some people like to eat them.
My grandmother used to say that. She's like, if you didn't, they had nothing to eat.
Yeah, I mean, there were, in thin months, like before we could garden in March, February, March. I mean, they were a protein source, and my family
we used to eat rabbits, but I don't.
That too.
I mean, I might have ate a squirrel when I was younger, but I remember we ate rabbits.
They're easy to field dress, and you can do it quickly, and it's not a big mess, and it's protein. And I mean, you have when that's all the resources you have, you have to do what you do. And I mean, and if you cook it right or put it in a soup with other things that you happen to have, it doesn't taste bad.
I'll take your word for it.
I don't want to do it now. I mean,
I'm not going to
go. Country Sonia's not going to go out and field dress a squirrel unless something really happens that I have to do that. But
I'm a little worried about your next vlog when you're out in nature.
I'll be setting up
carrying this thing.
Be setting up the poles to do the field dressing. Yeah, that's not my ministry anymore. I did that way too much as a kid.
Hi, Donna. I'm reading The Charity Shop Detective by Peter Bolins. Excellent. Rena says, I always say my cat is a bug alerter, not a bug catcher, because he will sit and stare, then catch it. Yes, this is a true fact. Our cats do that with the mice, too. Look, there's one right there.
Look, there's a spider there. You see it?
You should
Be as least helpful as possible here, Kat. Come on.
Hold on. Let me see what I can do for you. I used to call Shalami my little pole dancer because she would twirl herself around the cat tree. So funny you say that, Cajun, because we moved the cat tree up here. So now Missy will hurl herself at the pole and spin around it, right? And Garrett looks at me and he says, our only job as parents was to keep them off the pole.
Mama's so proud.
Those dancing lessons came in handy. But yes, every time I pull out the phone to get it on camera, she stops immediately, right?
Same. The squirrels scatter every time I get ready to get my
they're like, no, you're not putting us on America's Home Video.
No, you aren't going to make any money off of this. We got to do all this work to get a little food around here.
Right? Em says to Donna, I read that series by Peter Boland. I'm really liking it. Are you enjoying it? Annie says, Storm, I have a wood stove, but it's really, but a really smallish house. So with fans, it keeps the house hot. Well, hot for me. The guys freeze to death when I start opening doors and windows.
Yeah, if we had a small house, it probably wouldn't be that bad. We have a 2-story house with only the one stove. So
really? Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
my grandparents had one at the cottage.
I grew up with a wood stove, but I mean, our house was about 900 square feet. So, I mean, it heated the house. And you would have to shut the bedroom door at nighttime because it would get so hot you couldn't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like my bedroom was on the same wall as the stove was, so it would get way too hot.
And my grandparents had one at the cottage, but it was never used because they only used the cottage in the summer.
Yeah.
But occasionally grandma would put it on for fun. Like if it was like a dark, and she would make popcorn. like really old fashioned, right?
Yeah.
So like, you know,
Yeah.
it was more like a novelty for us, like city kids, you know, like, woo. And he says, I had an electric blanket when I lived in New England, but it was hard to get up in the morning. Yes,
Yeah.
I love.
I'm gonna. I'll be falling asleep or something. This is so stinking warm.
Right. Christina, hi everyone. It's -1 here in Wisconsin. Oh my goodness, you guys. Violet, why would you be holding your pacemaker hostage in the first place? Yeah, they gave it to me after surgery. Here, you can keep this. Kim says at Cage, and that's what I've heard. Esther says we are expecting 2 to 3 feet of snow in the next 2 days. You can keep it, Esther.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love the warm beach vibes. Yes, I had to put the Hawaiian sunset one on while we were reading. Kim says that Elizabeth, I loved Becoming Free indeed, and so far this one is good. I've been reading on Jill Duggar's book, and it's good to me anyway. Fair enough. Okay, hi Sarah, hi Tammy. Having supper, chili and cornbread, and finishing Iron Flame soonish. Must have been only you and I were showing on the thing, Tammy.
I was gonna say that was when
Everybody else was
had
hidden.
scattered.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like one of the weird thing about yours is like whenever one of us like knocks off like to stop
It
the
goes
camera,
away. It doesn't
it
show
takes
you
us
that.
away, but on everybody else's it just shows the little black screen.
Maddie,
That's weird.
Maddie Sanderson's does that too. When I've done sprints with Maddie, if you log out, it completely logs you out. Like if you turn your camera off, it does exactly what yours does, Sarah.
Really
Uh-huh.
interesting. Remember to hydrate, check the laundry, and show some love with the like button. Also, make sure you sub and ring that bell so you hopefully get notified. Thank you so much, my dear. Pat, change in reading plans. Libby informed me tonight at school that School of Murder by Victoria Gilbert. I've been waiting for 3 weeks. Excellent. That's always fun.
Nice.
Kelly, I'm reading Prince of Thorns and Nightmares by Lindsay Miller. It's the second book in the Disney Prince series. The first is The Prince of Song and Sea.
I read that wrong.
Kelly, is that Arya Stark in your profile picture? Just curious.
What are you laughing at there, woman?
I totally read that wrong. I thought it said Prince of Thongs and Nightmares. I need to put on my high. I have my low beams on. I need to put my high beams on.
Totally different book. Totally different book.
I saw a cartoon the other day. It took me a minute while I was looking at it. It's like these people are all sitting around in a circle, and they're all nuns except for one guy in like a cat t-shirt, and it says Catholics meeting tonight. He's like, Jim totally read the sign wrong or something. Like Cataholics meeting. It's just like, okay, I like that. Just one page away. Hi, Sarah and Tammy. Again, you and I were running the show, Tammy. It's gloomy, rainy, and cold evening in Florida. Hope y'all are well. Still reading the same book. I'll update when I'm done. Excellent. And Pat says, I've been having problems with blood pressure all day today. I just took it, and it's the lowest I have. Oh, my gosh.
Dad took one of his pills earlier, and he goes, that must be the salt one. Because they were still kind of monitoring his like sodium and stuff, and that was I think one of the main reasons why they kept him is because his sodium I guess was like super low.
Mm-hmm.
And everything, and so they pumped a lot of that stuff in him, and they kept coming. He's like, his sodium is still a little low. It's still a little low. And so they gave him a salt pill. Mm-hmm. And then they said something about sending some home with him. So that's why he was like, oh, that must have been.
Yuck. Chili and corn brown sounds so yummy. Just sorry I didn't see you. And hi, Sonia. Sorry I didn't see you before. She was hiding.
I was eating, and I didn't figure y'all wanted to see me chow down on my pizza salad. So
I was going to fetch a snack, but that didn't work out because Dad wanted me to stay.
How dare he?
No, I want to go back out here and get a snack.
Right? Well, it's almost snack time again.
Yep.
Pat says 80/60. Instead of me going to the ER, the home care nurse is coming by. See how I feel after she leaves. Good idea. Pre-transplant, my average resting blood pressure was like 70/50. And I went through my daily life. Like it's now 120/60. So I'm very happy. Mary Jo says page 37 out of 300. Emily got to page 851, just 391 pages. That's like a long book for me.
Right.
Oh my God, this book is 370 pages.
You're making good progress, though.
You are making amazing progress, Emily. PK, hello, home from work. Keo, quick walked because freaking cold. Making a vat of soup for the week. Cup of tea and starting A Gentleman of Sinister Schemes by Grace Burrows. Came today. Woohoo! Excellent. Sounds like a romance novel. Jean says, hello, I am new here. Coming over from Paula's Sprints. Hello, welcome. I have 2 pages to finish Chasing the Wind. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. And Christina says, trying to finish Matthew in my Bible. Wonderful. She says, 2 pages left. My goodness. And Jean says, it's freaking freezing in Canada. As a Canadian, I agree. Where are you in Canada, Jean? I know it's a big country. Angel Wolf says, I read from 27% to 32%. Wonderful. Ania says 76% into Pumpkins in Paradise. Excellent. PK, going to ignore crochet tonight. I think the wedding blanket from March now has a baby blanket added in May, but it's a new release. Seriously, what could I do? Oh my goodness. Cajun says 97% and reading. And Jean just subscribed. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
That's great.
Violet says, I'm up to 50% in Passion on Park Lane by Laura Lane. It's fun so far. Excellent. Kat says, I ate red beans and rice for dinner and still working on my folklore February stuff. I cannot wait to see that video.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Regina, no reading, watching the 300th episode of Murdoch Mysteries. Excellent.
Wow, cool.
Annie says, I got half an hour left in Trust. Madeline read about 50 pages, and I did cry. Aw. And he got to page 120. Melmac read 16 pages of my book and posted an announcement on the Killing Time with Cozy's first series read-along of 2025. Oh, do we know the series?
Yeah, she posted it on the general, I think.
Do you know what it do you know what it is? Can you pull it up? Let's share.
Yeah, I'll look here just a second.
Purple got to 220, or she got 22 pages. I was gonna say that is some awesome reading in a half an hour. Madeline, I read The Favorite of Lynn Fargo last week, which is a retelling of Wuthering Heights, but ice dancing, and it was fantastic. Great audiobook. Interesting.
It's The Emergency Dessert Squad by Laura Bradford.
Oh, cool. Okay. I was hoping it wasn't going to be Cider Shop only because I've read it before, you know.
Yeah, I've read both of the ones that are contenders, so yeah.
Mm.
But I really love the Emergency Dessert Squad, so I think
I did too.
a lot of people will really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to rereading it.
PK says, shoot, and now I have a hold come up. I've been waiting months for Stanley Tucci's What I Ate in 1 Year. Maybe I won't like it. An embarrassment of riches, PK. Kim says, hope you're feeling better to Pat. Melmac to Cajun. I just saw your pole dancing cat comment. Hello to all. The whole gang is here tonight. Hope Tiffany is getting better. Tiffany's, I think she's fine. She's visiting with family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said her favorite cousin is in town, and
I haven't seen him in a long time or something.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Milmac, I have blood work scheduled for in town tomorrow because I usually run errands on Tuesday, so it's convenient. I just scheduled an appointment for next Tuesday, just in case the weather tomorrow is terrible. Very smart.
Yeah.
Mary Jo says, we have nothing. We have a nothing but cakes where I live. Never been there. I feel like that should be the title of like a cozy mystery.
I agree. That would be a
Series, right?
great cozy mystery.
You know? One that Tiffany would definitely read. Kim says, I don't plan to step outside my house for days except to take pictures. That will be from the end of my carport. Good girl.
You know, that's like that makes me laugh because that's like the funny thing. It's like, I don't want to go out in the snow, but I'll like step out on the porch and take a picture of the snow and then run back in the house.
Right, exactly. I'm like up against the window. Lou says, hey, y'all, late, never late. Nadine, my daughter had nothing but cake at her wedding. Much better than a slice of regular cake. Excellent. Emily says, I missed half of the third quarter my sophomore year because of pneumonia and then had it again in the fall of my junior year. It likes to linger. True. Melmac, from Nothing But Cakes, I got the banana pudding one and the chocolate peanut butter one. Oh my God. Because both of those are limited and I really want to try them both. I need this place.
Oh,
I
those
don't
look
like,
so
I want
good.
a place like that around
No,
here.
we did. I just had a Reese's cup, and now I'm going to eat something else because it's like, can we not talk about cake?
Right? Welcome to Reading Sprints. We talk about the weather. We talk about food. We occasionally
I
talk
ate a
about books.
salad. I ate a salad.
He says to hi to Storm, Sonia, and Lee.
Christina.
And Melmac says, next time I want to try the white chocolate raspberry.
It's
Oh my Lord.
delicious. That's the only one I've had from there, and it's so good.
Oh my gosh. I know we have nothing but may have crumble. Oh. He's just finished supper and I have 15 minutes left of the book. And Kim says, yes, I got a menu in the hospital and at rehab. No. Nope, they weren't that nice to me. We will sprint for 20 minutes to 10-2, and then we can finish off the comments. Sound good to everybody?
Yeah.
Sounds great. I'm going to
Excellent.
back until 10-2, but okay, see.
Happy reading, everybody.
Reading.
So how did we all do?
I got to 35% of my phony Valentine. So.
I read another chapter and made myself an iced coffee so I wouldn't eat all the cake.
Good for you.
I switched to a different book and got some reading done.
Excellent.
I'm 12% in, and I'm debating if I'm going to be DNFing this.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
They're telling a side story from the past, and I already don't care about that. So I'm like, all right, well,
So then it's like, if that's going to be part of the story, then I don't like it.
which it is because it's his mother. So we've got to hear her story about her 5 dead husbands, and she was kidnapped as a kid. And I'm like, I don't care. You're dead already. So let's move on.
Stop whining about it, would you?
We'll see how this goes. I'm going to give myself like 3 more. I'll give myself to 15% and see how I feel.
You know, out of every book we DNF, there's 5 books that we will truly enjoy.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
You know,
I don't know why I'm debating, like agonizing over this. It's like, move on.
That's right. That's right. I have got 25 minutes left, so I will finish it tonight before I go to bed. And I recast on the sweater because I realized if I didn't, it was going to drive me insane. And I'd get the whole thing done and be like, I should have just started it again.
When you were just that little bit into it, yeah.
76 it's whatever. It's the counting that I hate doing. Emily says, when I was in hospital in 2021 for an infection following gallbladder surgery, my blood pressure was high. They kept me on a low salt diet. Yep. Amy says, I didn't read that first sprint. My daughter stopped by. Oh, that's lovely. Cozy Fan Bam says, parenting parents is exhausting. My mom died 2 years ago, and I don't live with my dad and never will, but I'm stuck parenting him. I didn't read on this sprint because he called and I had to parent him. Aww. It says, he is aware we won't ever live together, and when the time comes, he will come to an assisted living home near my home. It's likely far off away, which is fine, but good to have a plan. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
and good for you to put that boundary out there, because how many children feel parent guilt?
That's right.
Yep.
I have so many friends that grew up very similar to me. Like, my father didn't have anything to do in my life at all, but they're like, oh, they're my dad, they're my mom. No, you didn't parent me. I'm not parenting you. So
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like even when Dad was in the hospital and stuff, it's like, I'm like, I've got to go because I got to take care of the dogs, and I said I got to get the fire has to keep going or whatever it is, and he's like, just leave me here alone, and I'm like, don't
hate that.
I have to do things too.
Meanwhile, I was like, no, I don't need to see anyone because then I feel like I need to entertain you. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when people would come visit my big, I'd be like, all right. Like, when Garrett would come, I was so happy to see him because I really didn't get a lot of people coming to see me. But when he would come to see me, I'd be so happy to see him for about 15 minutes. And then I'd be like, I gave you a hug. I gave you a kiss. You can go on your way now.
Well,
Like
the whole time I was there, like half the time he was sleeping. So, I mean, it's like.
Precisely.
that sounds like my first marriage.
I also feel like, like you said, you have to entertain them, and you're in the hospital. You have nothing going on. So, like,
Yeah.
what are you supposed to talk about?
Yeah.
Well, there's
and we would
nothing
talk
new.
all day anyway.
Right.
Right.
But, it's like I said in one of my videos, I think my father is more of a social butterfly than me. So he likes it when people will come and stop by and visit him, and gets aggravated and stuff. And he's always lonely if people don't do it. And I'm like, I'm fine just by myself. It's
Oh, yeah.
You can see from your video, your dad is spunky. He's
Oh, yeah, he is.
He's a
Definitely.
little ornery. You can tell.
Yep. I think that's so cute.
I think so too, but it's not my dad's. You know what I mean? It's like when it's
Right.
not yours. It's cute when it's everybody, kind of like
Yeah.
kids. They're cute when everybody else's, but thank goodness.
Ma'am.
yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I feed the lizards on our lanai. I cannot catch them to put outside. They are too fast. And he says, squirrel gravy over biscuits was a treat for us growing up.
Yes, ma'am.
Interesting.
Kim says, my granny used to eat
Yes,
them when
ma'am.
she was growing up. Yep.
Yeah.
Did what you had to do. Emily, the cat we had growing up would run away from mice. Yeah, that was my beast, Goran, used to do that. Emily says, agreed at the Cozy Fam Bam. It's good to have a plan in place. Do you have a POA for when the time comes? Emily says, oh, yes. POA for medical and financial. And the I can never say that word.
Executor.
Thank you. Of the will. I'm pursuing him to go with a trust instead, but he only listens to me so much. Yeah, the POA I never filled out before I went into surgery. And they said to me they said, your husband has all your stuff, right? I said, yeah, he's got everything. They're like, and I'm like, oh, we never had that. Like, I filled it out, but I never had it signed by anybody. Like, shit. Thank God everything turned out okay. Poor Garrett would have been scrambling for stuff. Emily says, I'm glad you have that set up. My dad never did that, and he died of a brain aneurysm in 2012. It was quick, and he didn't linger long. The only thing on our side was that medical way the whole family knew. Garrett was the one to make a decision. Because the last thing I wanted was anybody fighting. You know what I mean? And so everybody was aware of that going in. But I have nothing financially. I have a car that doesn't run, so have at it.
Yeah, just have at my millions that's hidden in that car that doesn't run.
My Picasso that's under the bed, and
right.
my millions in trust to the cats.
Right.
Presley is the sole executor to my estate.
As one does when they have millions, you leave them to your cat.
Absolutely, you do. And my penthouse in Trump Tower.
Yeah.
Emily says, which was good for him and for us.
Yeah.
Story to Emily. Thanks. Both my parents passed. Mom from ovarian cancer in 2009. Oh, Sonia, she's laughing. Anita's laughing.
Normal.
Who knows? It was rough. I'm so sorry. Kim says, I eat a lot of salt to keep my blood pressure up and try not to fall. Doesn't always work. Jean says, what's capital city of Ontario? The capital city of Ontario is Toronto. Capital city of Canada is Ottawa. Was that a trick question? Okay, now I feel like I'm doubting myself because she's asking me. Ellie says, thanks. The dear woman who was like a second mother to me died in 2013. 3 deaths in 4 years is rough. It's part of life, unfortunately. You're so true. Oh, I'm in Ontario. So are you in are you here in Toronto? Because I'm in Toronto. Sort of. Kay finished our book. Yay!
Yay.
For doing yay. Jean says, autocorrect. Yay to Christina. Just subscribe to your channel. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Signing off for the night. Thank you, Madeline, for joining us. PK says, a gentleman of sinister schemes is the 8th Regency era hismist. Still doing midwinter hismist. Readathon. Excellent. Kim says, I keep being reminded that due to my health, I am fragile. Stay away from ice and snow. It's very true.
Yes, and we need to put you in bubble wrap.
Yes, we do need to put her in bubble wrap. Milmac, one of Ellie Alexander's Bake Shop series is called Nothing Bunt Trouble. Close to nothing. Bunt cakes. I like it. Okay. Very good. Cajun finished my book. 5 stars. Yay! Really hope book 2 comes out soon. If you like Betty Henchman, read her new one, Death Among the Stitches.
I like her Yarn Retreat series, and
the Yarn to Go, right? Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
It's
called the Yarn Retreat series, but I think the first one was Yarn to Go. I think.
Yes, you are correct. Yes,
and I like her crochet one. My problem was I listened to both of them on audio, and it's the same narrator. And when I was listening to them close together, I kept thinking I was on one and not the other. So I was like, okay, maybe we'll just do one at a time.
That'll do it. Mary Jo, page 41 of 300. And yay for finishing Cajun from Christine. Amy started reading The Many Daughters of Alphonse May. Excellent. Nina let the dog out in the backyard during that sprint and got distracted. Angel only read a little bit. And yay to Cajun from PK. Violet got up to 22% in Passion on Park Lane. Still liking it. Annie also finished her book. Yay! I love this, Kim. I'm favoriting books on Hoopla. That is a very productive way to spend the sprint. Sherry says, started lasagna means I love you. by Katie O'Shaughnessy. It read 22 pages. I thought she was going to say she started making lasagna. I got all excited.
I made lasagna soup yesterday for the first time, and that was
Ooh.
incredible.
Yum.
Nice.
Kat says, still working, but about to stop so I can watch the last episode of season 4 of Stranger Things with my husband. Oh, that's nice.
I loved that season.
Angel Wolf says, I have a small list of growing hoopla at Kim. Booking it. I didn't care for the heiress either. Lee, I listened to it on audiobook, but if I were reading it with my eyeballs, I definitely would have DNF'd. There you go.
Thank you for making my decision for me.
There
That's
you
what
go.
I'm going to do. Not even going to rate it 15%. I'm just ending it now.
Yeah. Go for it. Melmac read 12 pages. Cajun says, Sarah, I was the same when I was in hospital. Plus, I had track. Yes, I was like, call the nurse and check in. Melmac says, I'm happy with what I've got today. About 60 pages of Death Through a Dark Green Glass and the 88 pages of Wuthering Heights. I needed to read to catch up to where I was before I restarted it. So proud of you there, Melmac. Cajun to Yay at Melmac. You are doing well this year. Anita says, Sonia, I was laughing at the thong remark because I thought the same thing. Great minds think alike.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
Emily says, if you're a Fourth Wing fan, go to Google and type in Rebecca Yarros' name and then click the dragon on the right-hand bottom corner. Just see this. Off to try. Google's so much fun with some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Mary Jo says, yay for anyone who finished their books. I agree.
Yeah.
And Emily says, I love lasagna means I love you. Have some Kleenex handy. Kat says, thanks for the sprints, ladies. Y'all are amazing. Hope everyone is safe and warm. Same to you. Take care. Oh, I can talk. Jill says, sorry, ladies. I meant on hoopla. Melmac says at Cajun, thanks. It's good to have my reading mojo back. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Kim to Angel, mine is huge with every hoopla I have. Awesome. So what do you ladies have coming up on your channels? Anything good?
Well, I was supposed to do I was going to do like a mid-month wrap up, but that kind of went out the window. And I've read 10 books. So I'm like, if I do one video, I was like, because that would be too long. So I'm splitting it up, and I have what I think is probably going to be a very rambly and hopefully somewhat coherent video about the books that I've read that were on my actual TBR. And then I'm going to do a video about the books that were added because they weren't on my TBR because I it up or whatever.
You're very teeny tiny TBR.
I felt because I did it today and I'm still kind of tired and I feel like it's very rambly. So I'm like, hopefully it comes out halfway decent. I haven't edited it yet, so we'll see how that goes. And then I'll have my little daily vlog that comes up after we get off of here.
I was thinking about you with the daily vlogs because every time I would start them too, all of a sudden something would crash and then I'd have to stop doing them for a few days. And then to get my mojo back again of doing them again, I thought it'd be with your dad.
I am doing the absolutely nonsensical, completely made up by me 2024 reading book awards. So that's the video I'm working on right now. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought it would because of things. And I am working on a winter vlog, but I got a vlogging camera for Christmas. And I'm using that to do all the winter vlog stuff. And I don't really know how to use it or do the editing and stuff. So I'm kind of doing this to learn how to do it.
Good for you.
I'm a hands-on learner. You can tell me how to do it all day long, but until I step in the bucket, I'm not going to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on that. I have a couple of other videos in mind, but every time I get ready to do something, it's just like, I'm in bed 4 days with the flu, or it just keeps, it just keeps building, and yeah, that's what I'm working on.
I have a video coming Thursday that's Winter Vibes Book Recs.
Yay!
I love it.
Excellent. Lee?
If I edit it tonight, I will have tomorrow coming up a very unexpected book haul.
Yay!
One of my coworkers, a guy, was like, hey, my girlfriend has a bunch of books. I know you read. Do you want them? Because we all have people like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what are they? and he showed me the first book in the because I don't know, like, are you going to hand me a bunch of old lady books that I'm not going to be into, or something that I don't read? And it was the first book on the. He goes, I don't know. He goes, I'll take a picture of the first one on the pile, and it was The First Shot by Liv Constantine, which is part of the Last Mrs. Power series. I was like, I'll take them. Whatever you got, I'll take them. If that's the first book there, we're good.
Nice.
I know exactly. I had to laugh a little because I know exactly what you're saying. I have people that will constantly like, "Oh, you read," and give me this big, huge, random bag of books, and it's all stuff like
it's like political stuff and World War II, and I'm like, I don't read any of this. Now I have to get rid of them.
Here's all my nonfiction books that I don't read because you read
exactly.
But I don't read nonfiction.
Right, like Duck Dynasty, something that something that's from 20 years ago that I'm like, this is not
right.
But I love that you got the good books.
Right. One of the, I mean, there was a couple, whatever, and one of them was like the Artie Lang biography. I'm like, okay, well, this is free little librarian in it, but I'm just like, whatever. But the majority of them are like, wow, me and her are so in sync. So I was excited.
Awesome. Oh, that's great.
Cool.
That's fantastic. Yeah, this is the week of book hauls. I have a digital book haul on Wednesday and a physical book haul on Friday. I've already filmed both of them. I just have to edit them at some point. I filmed yesterday because I was in the mood.
I have a quick question for you all as booktubers. How do you feel about doing what I got for birthday, Christmas hauls that are bookish related hauls? Because I thought about doing it, but it's like, okay, I don't really want to promote consumerism or be like, ooh, look what I got, kind of braggy. You know what I mean? Do you like them? Do you not like them? What do you think? I'm just curious.
A haul is a haul as far as I'm concerned. Somebody gifted it to you, or if you bought it for yourself, you know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
I like all kinds of hauls. Yeah.
I just like to see all the stuff that people get.
That's me.
We all get gifts, for the holidays. So it's kind of fun just to see what other people get
for the holidays or something, and it's not too
or your birthday or whatever. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I agree. Couple last comments. Melmac saying good night to everybody. Cajun. To Melmac, glad you got it back too. Nina says, thanks for the sprints. Have a good night. Stay warm and safe. Thank you, my dear. And he says, Audible sends you out the stats for the year, and I've listened to over 15,000 hours, and that is not counting print and ebooks I have read. Yeah, I keep track of that on my spreadsheet. It's interesting to see at the end of the year where you're at. Kim, stay safe and warm. Yay for finishing and all the progress. Emily says 10 books. I've read just 5 and 858 of another book. Yes, but Emily, your books are big.
Right.
Well, because I was going to say, well, see, technically it was Mishi that already read 7 books, because that 558 would have been 2 books probably.
Right.
Or
Right.
3. Could have been 8.
Right. Absolutely. Mary Jo says good night. Emily's laughing. Okay, says thanks for hosting, Sarah, Stormy, Sonia, Lee, and Tammy. Enjoy your evening. You too.
Thank you.
Thanks for hosting. Emily, thanks for hosting. I'm going to say good night. I've got 4 hours of sleep last night, and I'm crashing. Good for you. Go and have a nap or go and sleep. Christine says, I don't really schedule my videos. I just film whenever I can. That makes sense.
That's me.
And Kim says she's read 8 so far this year. And Emily, I love The Lightning Strikes. I don't mind them. Kim says, I like them, Sonia. Good night, everyone. Stay warm and safe. And last but not least, good night, all. Thank you, Amy. And thank you, ladies, for joining. And we will see you on Sunday. Well, PK's doing sprints all week. Check the Discord. You know the drill. Thanks, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.